This is for Year 11 methods. We're going to look at exercise 11H, question number 7. So, iodine 131 is a radioactive substance. So, again, it's a radioactive substance. We're expecting radioactive decay. So, it loses weight over time since it breaks down into something else. Okay. It decays after T days. 1 unit of isotope is reduced to 0.9174 to power T. So since the base is less than 1, we're assuming that we got a decay pattern. So it's going to look something like this. We're starting at 1, and we're going down. So starting at 1, decaying down. How many days does it take for the amount to fall less than 0.2 units? Okay, so usually we've got a decay graph, and we're trying to find when it equals 0.2. So to draw a line here, and that's 0.2. I'm trying to find the intersection point, okay, or where it falls below 0.2. So you can either do it on the main screen, or you can use the the graph function to work out what the x value is when y is 0.2. So the equation is y equals 1, because that's the initial amount, times 0.9174 t. I want to find when it equals 0.02. So we just solve it on our CAS. So I'll type it on my CAS, clear all. Okay, so let's go back to our main screen. I'm going to go 0.2 equals 1 times 0.9174 to the power x, interactive and solve for x. And we can see that in terms of how many days, it will take 19 days, rounded to the nearest day. Okay. Generally you have to round up because 18 days is not sufficient. So even if you have like 18.1 days, you still have to round to 19 days because it will have to be the 19th day for it to reach the amount you want, okay, or go below the amount you want. So t equals 19 days. Now, how do I do this on the graph if I were to graph it on my CAS? Now, remember, when you drag and drop, I'm going to use the drag and drop feature. Make sure you don't have a y there, okay? Because if you have a y, it doesn't work. You have to use the normal graph function. Now, I'm just going to copy and paste because that's my equation, and you can see it's exponential going downwards, okay? So starting at 1, it's slowly decaying down. Now, the thing to note is that it theoretically, because we're using exponential model, doesn't never reaches 0. Okay? It just keeps going small and small and small, but never reaches 0. So we want to find when it reaches 0.2. And you go analysis gsolve xcal, because we want to find the x value and when y is 0.2. Now you can see there's a problem here. It says not found. The reason why it's not found is because our graph only goes up to 13 point something days, okay? And we know our answer is 19 days. So you got to make sure your range is big enough. So how do you change the range? You got to change the scale so that it's big enough to show what your answer is. So you go. So I've changed my scale so the x goes up to 50 days. So I'll go try this again. Xcal y value of 0.2, and you can see you get the same answer. So 18.67 days, which is 19 days. So hopefully that helps you understand how to use the calculator on these type of questions. So xcal and ycal are useful. However, you got to make sure you're in the correct window and range. Otherwise, you're not going to get the answer you want.